marked the men, you've essentially marked the women as well. And there is an echo here of the fact that this is a biological covenant, and it's all about blood inheritance. So the circumcision sign is given. Now, many of you might think that circumcision was created with Abraham as the mark of the covenant, and the news is it's actually a very old practice. The Egyptians circumcised, and they circumcised for a variety of reasons. As far as we know, they circumcised for priestly purification. And it also seems that they might have circumcised as a rite of passage into adolescence. There are some that think that they circumcised their men on the wedding night as a fertility ritual. And whenever I say that in public, all the men in the crowd go, ooh. Yeah. So circumcision is not new. But circumcision was done at some sort of near adult or adult age, and it was a mark of purity and a mark of fertility. This is going to happen throughout the Old Testament story. God's going to take something that's familiar and he's going to kind of turn it. And the turn is that we're not going to do this as a fertility rite. We're not going to do this to make you holy and pure. We're going to do it to mark you as mine. And we're going to do it to babies. Because once that baby is born into Abraham's line, he belongs to me. And so on the 8th day, and I've consulted with various medical people, apparently the 8th day is the first day that blood will naturally coagulate, so you're not busy killing your babies by circumcising them. Now they inject babies with a coagulant so they can circumcise without the child bleeding to death. But back then, the 8th day is the first safe day to circumcise, and so they indeed circumcised their babies to mark them as a member of the Abrahamic covenant, as one who is receiving the promise, and it also becomes a very important ethnic boundary between Israel and their neighbors. If you think about that story of David and Goliath, who is this uncircumcised heathen to mock the armies of the living God. So this is their mark, and where does the Abrahamic covenant leave us? It leaves us with the people of God fully identified. Not only are they offspring of Shem, now they are specifically the offspring of Abraham. And every child that is birthed from Abraham's line will now be natively, inherently, immediately incorporated into the covenant circle. The place has been fully identified. It will be Canaan. Does Abraham own Canaan yet? No. He's a sojourner in a foreign land. He will own one patch of territory in all of Canaan, and that's the burial cave in which he places Sarah, and his sons will place their wives and relatives as well. That one little cave becomes kind of the beachhead of what will be the promised land. And what about the presence? The presence is implied. I shall be your very great reward. We will await the Mosaic covenant before the presence is fully revealed. So this brings us to the end of Abraham, to the end of the second stage of the Great Rescue Plan. And next session, we're going to talk about Moses.